Hey y'all, today I'll be showing you how I draft my basic bodice pattern with no darts. In each clip, I drafted a basic bodice according to their specific measurements. Like I say in any other video, there are a million ways to do something. So this is just how I do mine. This is how I'm comfortable with doing a basic bodice. So that's my mom, and that's me with my maternity dress. This is a prom dress, and this one, it's another prom dress. And this was when I first started. I don't really like it, but I still drafted it. And this is my daughter's. I drafted that too. So let's get into drafting the pattern. First things first, you want to split it in half because you want a front pattern and you want a back pattern. Then from this corner, you want to go over 3 inches and then you want to go under 3 inches. So that's going over 3 inches right here. And then we're going to go down 3 inches. Now you want to get your curve ruler and you want to connect the dots, and that will be your front neckline. Next, I'll be drafting my shoulder line. You want to take your shoulder to shoulder measurement and divide that by 2. And then from that corner, you want to go over, I went over 7.5 because mine was 15. So I divided that by 2 and that was 7.5. Then from that shoulder point, that 7.5 point, you want to go down by 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch because our shoulders, they're not straight, they're slanted. So that's why you always want to drop your shoulder point. From that drop shoulder point, you want to connect it to the neckline. Now it's time to plot our vertical measurements. So shoulder to bust, we want to go down by 10 inches from that starting point. And then from our shoulder to waist is 16 inches. So from that starting point up there at the corner, you want to go down 16 inches and you want to mark it. From that shoulder to bust point or shoulder to bust mark and the shoulder to waist mark, you want to draw the horizontal line so you can get ready to plot our horizontal measurements in. Now I'm just labeling them, the bust line and the waistline. Now I'm about to place my measurements in at the bust line, my bust divided by 4, and then I'm going to plot it at the bust line. Then at the waistline, I'm going to do my waist divided by 4 and plot it at the waistline. From the waistline, I went down, I want to say 1 inch, just so I can extend it and then make it the hemline, make it a little better, so I can serge it, fold it over, do what I have to do so it can look more professional. And whatever measurement you got at the waistline, you can just place at the hemline. Now it's time to draft the armhole. So you want to do your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. Whatever that is, you want to go down that many inches from that sloped shoulder point. Then at that point, the new point, you want to extend that line, and that will be your shoulder line. Now we're just going to connect the lines. And even though I'm labeling this chest line, you can label it armhole line or chest line or upper chest line, whatever you want to call it. Now at this line, you want to measure it and then you want to fold it so we can find the midpoint. Or you can just measure it and then put it in your calculator, divided by 2, whatever is easier for you. So you want to find the midpoint of that line that you just measured and you want to mark it. Now you want to go in 1/2 inch. Whatever measurement you got for your bust line, you want to place at the chest line as well. Now let's make our armhole line. For the front armhole, you want to start at this point right here at the shoulder point, and you want to go towards the inward midpoint, not the one that's on the actual line, but the inward point. Then you want to take your curved ruler and you want to curve it towards that measurement that's on the chest line. Now I'm just connecting all the measurements and I'm making it look more like a bodice pattern. And you can see it's like taking a while for me to do this because I don't usually do it with the marker. I'm just doing it with the marker for this tutorial. I usually do it with a pencil so it's easier to erase and it's more accurate. So if you got this far, you completed the front bodice pattern. Your center front bodice pattern. I am so proud of you. So let's continue to finish doing the back. Oh, and I labeled on fold because the center front is usually only one piece and you would just place it on the fold. That will be in my next video, so you can just watch the next video. Now this right here, this is the back for the back pattern. You see where it's at? It's at the chest line measurement, and now you want to go to the midpoint that's on the line, not the inward one. For the back pattern, it's going to be to the midpoint on the line. Now I'm about to make my back neckline for my back piece. It's usually higher than the front piece, so I think I went down by 1 inch, and then I'm just going to make it connect to the point that's already there. Now let's cut this out. This right here, we're cutting the back piece first so we can trace it out. So this is the back piece and the front piece. But first we're going to cut out the back piece only so we can trace it out. So let's put the scissors there so it won't move. And right here, I'm just going over about 1 inch for like the zipper allowance if you want to add a zipper to the back. But if you're not adding a zipper, you don't need to do this step. But if you are adding a zipper, you want to go over like 1 inch or so. And then you want to label that your zipper allowance, and then trace everything else like the normal way. Okay, so now that I've traced everything out, I can label the zipper allowance and I can label it as the center back and cut that out as well. Now that I've traced out the back piece and cut out the actual back pattern, now I can cut that away. I can take that away from the front pattern. So that was the back armhole and that was the back neckline. So now what we have left is the front. So now we are done. That's the front piece and that's the back piece. And you're all done. If you guys like this video, please like it, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye.